Thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Hi, I'm Dan. You might know me as the editor of Jovie's Home. I recently decided to get my ears pierced, and when I heard we were going to partner up again with Ana Luisa, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for me to pick out my very first earrings. I was very nervous about switching out my current earrings because I've had a lot of healing problems after getting my ears pierced, so I wanted to make sure I only put high quality jewelry pieces in my ears. Ana Luisa was the perfect place for me to find these. They offer high quality jewelry pieces at affordable prices, and they look so fancy and chic, but they're even affordable for me who lives on a student budget. I'm also trying to be very aware of my impact on the climate, so I loved hearing that all their jewelry pieces are made carbon neutral, as well as their packaging. I've been wearing them for a week now and I'm still obsessed with them. Multiple people have asked me already where I got them from, and I'm almost afraid to take them out because I'm pretty sure my boyfriend will steal them from me. I had a lot of struggles with the earrings I got from the piercing shop because they were meant to never leave your ear again, I think, because you had to bend it perfectly to get it to fit and not come loose. And you see me struggling a little bit here, but this is because I just got my ears pierced. I'm not experienced yet, but just the fact that I could do this within a few seconds was such a relief. I absolutely love them. They thought about everything. It's amazing. If you also want to get yourself some beautiful pieces, or if you're looking for a present for Santa Claus or Christmas, make sure you use the link in our bio for 20% off. Thanks again, Ana Luisa, for continuously supporting our channel. And now back to Jovie with today's video. Bye!
Hi, welcome to Jovie's Home. Today I wanted to talk about 9 ways that working in the Netherlands is different than working in the United States. So if that sounds good to you, why don't you come on in, kick off your shoes and stay a while. I'm really glad you're here. So recently I had the most amazing opportunity through my job where I got to host an event. It was the academic startup competition where academic startups from the Netherlands could compete to win a big prize. And for the award ceremony, they were looking for a host and they asked me to do it. And it was, I was like, sure, that sounds fun. And then I found out that one of the panels that I was moderating was Dutch Prince Constantijn van Oranje-Nassau. So I get to say that I've literally worked with the prince, which is just what? But I have been really so thrilled with my job here, and I'm so happy with what I'm doing and my work. And I've just been thinking about it a lot. And so that's what's inspired this video, where again, I was thinking about all the opportunities that I've had here in the Netherlands and what they would look like in the US, and just to compare. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that I've noticed is all of my jobs in the Netherlands, and I've worked for 3 different companies, and I've also had my own company. I still do. So for my 4 different experiences, my job has always started at 9 and not at 8. In the United States, my jobs always started at 8. So I wonder why. Why is that? But yeah, I love it. I love that we get to start an hour later. And yeah, that's something that's different. Up next, and this I really, really love, is even though, of course, you have a hierarchy in every job or in every company, there's always the senior management and then the not senior management, you have people like this, yeah? But there's no feeling of this hierarchy or, people can really just, people are people. And I guess to me, this blows my mind because in my American jobs, you would never see the CEO of the company or, the executive leadership. They would never just come in and eat lunch with all of the other lower level employees. They were elsewhere, or that was a really big deal if they were coming to your lunch. It was an unexpected thing. Whereas in the Netherlands, in the companies that I've worked at, it's absolutely normal. And to see that Everybody comes and eats together at the lunch table, from the boss to the lowest uh, level or ranked employee or whatever, but everyone's there together and everybody's talking to each other and feeling free to share their opinions. And well, it also blows my mind that somebody from a very high level can say something, maybe that's negative, or give like a critical feedback to someone, um, and that you can actually say something back to them. That's maybe that's more of a personal thing. I don't know. I never would have dared to say something like that because I was afraid of losing my job. But here, it's not like that. Here, you're actually encouraged to say what's on your mind and what do you actually think. Um, and you don't have to just be fearing someone because of their position. You just are people. And that's a really cool thing. Up next, employment contracts. I never had an employment contract when I worked in the States for any job that I've worked at. So it's always been like at will employment. So I could go there and work, but at any moment I could have been fired for any reason. Like any reason. Like, I don't know, they don't like my shirt that day. Could be fired. Uh, all kinds of like it, you don't even need to give a reason to someone why you fire them. And that's crazy, especially if you've seen my other video where I talk about how your health insurance is tied to your job. So if you don't have an employment contract that guarantees you some kind of rights or some kinds of benefits and you lose your job, you lose so much more than your job. You also lose access to healthcare, or let's say access to affordable healthcare. And that's wild. And that's not the case here. Here, your health insurance is most definitely not tied to your job. It's just not. Um, you can have sometimes like bigger employers, they can negotiate with insurance companies for discounts for their employees so that instead of paying, I don't know, 112 euros a month, you maybe pay 100 euros a month as like a group collective insurance. That's all fine. But when you leave the company, you only lose the discount. You don't lose your insurance. And that's huge. That's a really big difference and a really important one for me. For this next one, I really have to say it is specific for my current job. I work at Erasmus University in Rotterdam. And so this comment is very much tied to that, the experience I've had working there. But I would love to hear from you guys if you've shared this experience, no matter where you're from. I want to know if your employers are like this too. But I absolutely love and respect how Erasmus University Rotterdam makes genuine effort to recruit and hire neurodivergent people and also to make accommodations for them. So I'm a neurodivergent person. I have ADHD. I don't need many accommodations, but I do work with some people who have needs for more accommodations. And I am so impressed that my employer sought out like a recruiting agency or a job seeking agency that works with neurodivergent people in the Netherlands to hire them. I don't want to talk too specifically because I think if people see this and they know where I work and maybe they can figure out who I'm talking about. But in this, what I want to say is I have a colleague with autism, and what that means is that this colleague had a difficult time in a job interview setting, simply because this person finds it difficult to talk to people that they don't know. And so the typical Zoom interview or kind of interview would be very, very uncomfortable for this person. And it's not that it means that they cannot perform the job. It means that they just need a little bit of a different interview style. And my employer did that and does that. And this person is not the only person. There are multiple people with neurodivergencies who work there and do a great work and great job. But maybe they would not have gotten there had my employer not made such an effort and please tell me that your employers do the same, that they make efforts to actually work and find ways that they can make accommodations for neurodivergent people. Um, some of my colleagues, for example, also with their neurodivergent issues, maybe they don't work full time, but they do work certain hours, or maybe we have an open space office, like free desks. I don't know. You can go and sit wherever you want, whenever you want. Um, but some neurodivergent people struggle with that, and it's not comfortable for them. So they get an assigned desk. It's a small accommodation, but it allows them to actually do their job and to be like really productive members of society, and not just be relegated to some other kinds of jobs like bagging groceries, which is something that I think of in the States, because that's the only kind of thing that's available to you. So I really am blown away by this. And like, please shout out your employers. I want to know, I want a list of all the amazing employers in the Netherlands who actually do make accommodations and seek out neurodivergent people to work with. Let's talk about employee unions. Now, that's a dirty word in the States. I might even get demonetized for using that word on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. No, but really, like, to say that you want to be in a union in the States, it's definitely not the same like here. It's amazing for me as an employee not to have to negotiate every single benefit for my contract. So the fact that there are these employee unions who negotiate collectively for the benefit of all employees working in that company is great. We all get the same benefits. Doesn't matter what your job is. Like, it doesn't matter if you're the CEO or if you're the janitor. Like, you get the same. Like, you get the same amount of travel allowance. You get the same amount of everything. And to me, that seems really fair and really right. And in the States, it's not like that. So in the States, you have to negotiate it all for yourself. So if you get a job offer, not only do you have to negotiate your salary, but then you can negotiate for more time off or other like things, which then, can you imagine, like, you start at a job and you have, let's say, more holiday days than someone that's been there for years just because they didn't negotiate that? Like, that is so unfair to me. I don't like that at all. So really, the fact that employee benefits are kind of agreed to with employee unions, between the union and the organizations, it's just amazing. And we all benefit from that, all of us collectively. And that's the kind of life I want to live. So another thing that is quite a big difference is that in the States, you're paid every week or every 2 weeks, a salary. And in the Netherlands, I'm paid once a month. This really took some getting used to and some new budgeting skills that I had to develop when I first started. But really, it's just a difference. Some people like it, some people don't like it, whatever. I got used to it now, but it is different. And that was something that I needed to get used to. Obviously, a huge difference is how much more vacation time we get in Europe than in the States. I saw so many TikToks this summer of like Americans like pretending that they were calling their European counterparts and being like, "Oh, you're on vacation for August? Like the whole month? Like the office is closed?" "Oh, no, I'm just here. I'm just working. I work 52 weeks a year. I don't get like," and they were just blown away with, when you have a company that has an office in the States and then it comes to Europe and it has to comply with European laws, certainly the American colleagues are blown away when they find out that we get vacations and we take them and it's fine and our businesses don't collapse. And yeah, big difference. And the last one, and of course, I'm going to end now on like a downside, like a bad note, but our salaries are lower. They just are. They are certainly lower than what we would get if we were doing the same jobs in the United States. Um, so if you are looking for a job, like if you're in the United States and you're thinking like I want to move to the Netherlands or in Europe in general, just be prepared that your salary is going to be significantly lower than what you have in the States. But there's lots and lots of reasons for that. And yes, taxes are higher. Okay, there's all these things. I have other videos about that. You can watch those, why that's actually beneficial for all of us. But certainly that is something that you should take into account, that your salary will probably be significantly lower. And that's that. So you guys, that's it. That's my list of the ways that my jobs in the Netherlands are different than American jobs. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for coming over and spending some time with me today. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Doei!